80 yards rushing. Obviously, it put a lot of pressure on your offensive attack. Can you kind of pinpoint? I know you haven't seen the film, but what went wrong in terms of your running game?
Yeah, I mean, I think we just have to watch the film and evaluate where we're at. I thought there was some positive runs in there, and when you get behind, you start to throw the ball a little bit more. So we just got to do a better job executing the fundamental little details in all phases on offense, and we'll get better.
You guys had a lot go wrong on both sides of the ball. What concerns you most coming out of this game?
I mean, for us, it's a loss. You haven't had one of these in a long time, so you definitely feel it. Our kids feel it. They feel it more than anybody. So definitely feel bad for them and how they feel, but we know on all sides of the ball, all three phases, we got a lot to work on. We just got to get better at the fine details and can have penalties and turnovers. So, those are things right now we got to keep to work on.
Sherrone, obviously the offense struggled. Do you have to look at all sorts of other options, whether it's running backs, receivers, quarterback, offensive line, shuffling? Do you need to dig deeper to find some of those pieces?
Yeah, I think we're going to watch the film and figure that out. I don't want to make a knee-jerk reaction and just say something after we haven't watched the film. So watch it, evaluate it, see what we need to do to put the right people in the right places to make us successful, and that's what we're going to try to do.
Coach, it's been a long time since the team has lost a game at all,
Yep.
let alone here. I wonder if you, in preparation, thought a little bit about if that happens, how do you start dealing? What do you say to the kids who haven't experienced a loss in a couple of years? How do you use it more to the positive than the negative?
Yeah, my message to the team was that it's going to take resolve. We haven't lost here in a while. You don't like losing. We didn't lose it all last year. We lost once, twice the year before. So for us, it's like you don't ever want to lose. So you're never thinking about the loss. But for them and for us, I just think about them. I think about how they feel, and what are we going to do to get better? That's all we're worried about right now. Is we're going to take everything we can on all three phases to get better in every little piece. And my message to them was, we got to do it together. We can't finger point, and you find out who you are as a team when adversity strikes. And to watch our guys at the end fight, the offense fight, go down and score, they easily could have just kicked it in, and our defense do the same thing. In the second half, they only allowed a touchdown, which we don't want, but they at least fought. So that gives you some sign that there's resolve there. But now we got to put the things in peace, so in the first half it doesn't go the way it did.
You mentioned some of the things you want to fix. What's your sense on how easily correctable some of these things are? These fixes or in this long-term process?
I mean, I think the turnovers are easy to fix. The first pick was a tip pass. The second one was a communication in the route concept, that those things were, and then the fumble was, Colson will tell you, just didn't tuck it away fast enough. And those are three things. If you don't have those, then you're in a different ball game. But they happened, and they did a good job capitalizing off of them. They were, and then for us on defense, it's tackling. We got to make sure we wrap up because they had 135 yards after contact. So for us, those little things, you fix those, you put you in a better position, but you can't do that against a good team.
Coach over here. Third down, 3 of 12. I mean, what were some things? I know you're probably going to say we're going to watch the film, but some things on third down that need to be executed better between both quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, really just reads. We got to make plays. Pass catchers got to make plays. You have some third downs and you drop one. You misrun the route. I can remember specifically off my head. There's two of them that we just dropped. So that ups your percentage there. So we got to make plays for the quarterback as well, and we got to keep the protection clean. And protection wasn't a big issue all night. So, but we've got to do a great job just executing as a whole offense. It can't just be one person here and there. It's got to be a whole collective effort.
Hello, Coach. Time of possession obviously was skewed heavily towards Texas early in this game.
Mm-hmm.
How much do you think that hurt the defense, particularly in the first half?
Yeah, I think they were on the field a lot, and that was my message to them. And to watch them in the second half, and as the time of possession crept a little closer to us, they weren't as successful on offense. So they had those long drives, but when you go 3 and out and you put a good offense on the field with a great quarterback and good offensive line, that's what's going to happen. So for us, we've got to possess the ball. We've got to do a better job with our style of play on offense and making sure we don't let that happen.
In the back right, Reiner?
Yeah, along those lines, I mean, obviously they seem to use the kind of formula that you guys have used to win a lot of games. I mean, controlling the clock, also establishing the run pretty early and being able was that like watching, that doing? And did you feel at times that the game was possibly slipping away a little bit from, your grasp?
No, I mean, at halftime, I asked the team if they thought it was over, and everybody was a resounding no. So, no, I never thought that the game was just slipping away. For us, we're going to fight till the end, regardless of what the score is. And I felt like our guys fought at the end. And for us, it was just we got to get better at those little things.
All right, yep, great.
Right here, Coach. Saw Fresno run some tempo last week, saw that from Texas again this week. How much is tempo being a challenge for your defense? And from an offensive perspective, is that something that you would consider running yourself?
Well, the tempo wasn't really the issue. I mean, it was more the play action passes and guys just the third down conversions were the big thing because the tempos weren't creating explosive plays. It was the little things of communications that we did. So we're not worried about the trying to change the offense because a team ran tempo. The tempo pieces weren't an issue. Even last week they weren't an issue. It was us just executing our little details.
All right, Rekha?
Over here. Quinn Ewers in the passing attack were particularly effective at chunk plays and especially on third down. What about the defense that you guys were running allowed that, and how can you adjust that in the future?
Yeah, I think he just did a good job executing. He stepped up in the pocket a lot when our rushes went high. He did a good job maneuvering in the pocket on third downs, and that's what really kept drives alive. The play-action pass game was working. They did a good job with their over routes, and we just got to be better at communicating and making sure that we're doing that. We mixed man and zone, so it wasn't we're in man or we're in zone or this. So we just got to do a better job of matching all the routes and communicating. And really, it's all you look back and the missed assignments. That's what hurt us. And in the second half, those things were corrected, and they have one explosive play, and that's the reverse. So they did a really good job of adjusting, and now we got to do the same thing on offense.
Got time for a few more questions. We'll start in the middle there.
How you doing, Coach? Brandon Carr from WDIV. We saw the quarterbacks struggling back-to-back weeks. Was there any thought of putting Jaden Davis in the game today?
No. I mean, the two picks, like I said, it's a whole team effort. Interception not always just on the quarterback. It's got to be a whole collective effort on things. So he did a good job of putting the ball where it needed to be. The one throw he had on the seam was probably his worst throw, where the guy was open. But besides that, the two picks that happened because the one was tipped in the receiver's hands, and the other one we didn't run the right route. So in that case, he did a good job managing it. So we got to do a better job as pass catchers too.
Heather?
This is obviously a new team from the national championship with a lot of new faces, including yourself and coach. Did you expect this many growing pains this season?
Yeah, I never really thought about the growing pains, more so of just what could we do to get better. We knew we were a new team. We never, try to rest on our laurels if we won the national championship last year. So for us, it was what are we going to do to get better and make this team good. So, we have these. We're at where we're at, and we're going to continue to just grow and get better.
We'll go with the last question with Angelique, and then we'll bring in a few more players.
Sherrone, it looked like they were really trying to go after Jair a little bit today. How do you think he weathered that? And Will, did he get a little dinged up on that last that big tackle on the 55-yard game?
No, I think Will's fine. Will ended up playing, and Jair, they made some plays over there, but then he bounced back, especially in the second half. I was really proud of him and his efforts. So we just got to do a better job as a whole group.